Have you ever just stopped and wondered what actually makes you, you? I mean, is it your DNA? Is it the family you grew up with? Or maybe the friends you hang out with every weekend? Well, today we are going to peel back all those layers of identity and really dig into the invisible forces that shape exactly who we are. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we're going to start with your personal blueprint. That's the very core of who you are. Then, we'll zoom out a bit to look at the influence of the group. And finally, we'll tackle the biggest one of all, navigating culture. So let's just ask it one more time. What makes you, you? You know, it's a question we've all thought about. And the answer? It's this incredibly complex dance between our own inner world and everything happening on the outside. But right at the very heart of that dance is one powerful concept: identity. Okay, let's start at the very beginning, right at the source, your personal blueprint. Think of these as the fundamental, non-negotiable building blocks of your identity. This is the stuff that makes you so uniquely, well, you. So what do we even mean by identity? Well, you can think of it as the complete, unique combination of all your traits. It's like your own personal fingerprint. It's absolutely everything from your weird sense of humor to the beliefs you'd go to the mat for. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because our traits basically come from two different places. You've got your innate traits, the stuff you're just born with, like your eye color or maybe a natural tendency to be a little shy. And then you have learned traits. These are the things you pick up along the way, like your love for spicy food or your political views. It's that classic nature versus nurture debate right there. And this whole mix of innate and learned traits, it's not just a list of fun facts for your bio. No, this is the very engine that drives your behavior. It's what determines how you react under pressure, how you chat with your friends, and pretty much how you move through the world every single day. So let's look at how this actually plays out. Take assertive behavior, for instance. This is all about being able to stand up and say, hey, this is what I need, but doing it in a way that doesn't step on anyone else's toes. It's a really delicate but powerful balance of confidence and respect. And then, of course, you've got the total flip side, aggressive behavior. This is when you're so laser-focused on getting what you want that you honestly don't care who gets hurt in the process. It becomes all about winning, no matter what the cost to others is. And then there's this third category, asocial behavior. Now, this isn't necessarily about being mean or hostile. It's more about being, well, kind of oblivious. It's like you're so deep in your own world that you just don't pick up on the social cues and needs of the people around you. Okay, so we've got the individual down, but let's be real. None of us exist in a vacuum, right? So now let's zoom out and see how we're all shaped by the people around us. Welcome to Section 2, the influence of the group. We are fundamentally social creatures, and because of that, our behavior totally changes depending on who we're with. Just think about it for a second. Are you the exact same person at a big family dinner as you are in a Monday morning work meeting? Probably not. We all wear different hats, we play different roles, all depending on the group we're in. And this leads us right to something I guarantee we've all experienced: peer pressure. It's that invisible force, that powerful pull to just conform, to fit in, to be part of the tribe. That desire to belong can be incredibly strong. So how do we learn all these unspoken rules of the group? Well, it happens through a process called socialization. It usually starts with just observing what's going on. Then you start to learn the group's values. After a while, you internalize those rules. And finally, you adapt your own behavior to fit in. It's a process that literally starts the day we're born, and it never, ever really stops. But what happens when the expectations of your different groups totally collide? That's what we call a role conflict. So, for example, your boss needs you to stay late to finish a project, but you promised your best friend you'd be at their birthday party. Suddenly, you're caught. You're being pulled in two different directions, between your role as a good employee and your role as a good friend. So we've gone from the individual to the group, and now we're zooming out to the biggest circle of influence there is: culture. In Section 3, we're going to explore how this massive, often invisible force shapes almost every aspect of our lives. What exactly is culture, anyway? Well, you can think of it as the shared set of rules, values, and traditions that a whole society operates on. It's like the water we swim in. It's so pervasive, so all-encompassing, that a lot of the time we don't even notice it's there. But here's the thing. Culture isn't just one giant uniform blob. Within any dominant culture, you've got these smaller groups with their own unique identities, and we call them subcultures and countercultures. Okay, so what's the difference between the two? A subculture, like, say, the gaming community, has its own unique style and language, but it generally exists pretty comfortably within the mainstream. A counterculture, on the other hand, like the punk movement back in the day, actively rebels against the dominant culture. It's trying to challenge norms and create something entirely new. And culture expresses itself in countless ways. It shows up in powerful symbols, like a national flag. It's in the rituals and traditions that connect us to our past. It's even in the everyday habits we totally take for granted. And of course, it's in our taboos, those unspoken rules that tell us what is absolutely not acceptable to do or say. So, when you put all of these different pieces together, your own unique personality, the groups you belong to, the culture you're swimming in, what you get is your very own unique frame of reference. It's the personal lens through which you see the entire world. It's the filter that shapes every one of your perceptions and beliefs. And this frame of reference, it's like your personal reality tunnel. It shapes everything you see, everything you think, and everything you believe. So, the big question to leave you with is this. How aware are you of your own lens? And what do you think would happen if you tried, just for a moment, to look at the world through someone else's?